Hey guys, anyone looking for a game to play? Well, if you got £6, that's $8, then you can currently pick up Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. And it really surprised me. I've been playing it the last couple of nights. I'm only a few hours in, but it's a lot of fun and it's not quite what I expected. I think with most Marvel games, it's been pretty disappointing. I think most superhero games are pretty disappointing, not including the Spider-Man or the Batman games. I can't really think of anything good, and Avengers was pretty poor. I thought this would be, and it's not. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cutscenes, and I like that. So if you're in the mood for sitting back and playing a movie of sorts, then Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a definite recommend. It's 4 years old now, still holds up really well. It's quite a large install on the PC. I think it's about 80 gig, and it is quite memory intensive. I was running on Steam Deck as well. It looks amazing on Steam Deck, even on low graphics setting. I'm not quite sure why it looks so good, and it runs really well. Just going to cane your battery slightly. I think maybe hour and a half at best, so maybe best to be playing it plugged in. It doesn't have the proper character models from movies, and it's not voiced by the actors, but you get over that pretty quick. It didn't really bother me too much. Occasionally I do think about it, but it's so obvious who everybody is, and it's pretty well performed that doesn't really matter. You get a lot of storylines. There's constant banter going on between the characters. You've even got some backstory for Quill, and that's sandwiched in quite well. I've just had one cutscene where they're traveling across a long bridge and he goes into his own thoughts. It's done like a movie, and then it cuts to a flashback, and I really like that. You even play the flashback to a certain extent. You're going to pick combat choices in order to actually incorporate the rest of the party. So that's including Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot. They're the four other characters, and therefore you've got your 4 D-pad directions and your 4 buttons on the controller. Don't know how it plays on mouse and keyboard. I'm a sofa gamer controller on a big TV normally, or I'm playing on Steam Deck, so it really is controller for me, but really impressed with it. The narrative actually got a best narrative at the Game Awards in 2021, so that's impressive. And like I said, there's a lot of banter going on, so even when you're running around the world, maybe just moving on to the next area, the characters are all talking to each other, so it doesn't get boring. It goes really quick. I rather like that, and I'd be quite happy to see that in other games. You play as Star-Lord. You're only going to really control him, but you do bring the others in for combos and certain attacks. That's quite fun. It's not complicated. It's pretty straightforward. I haven't really found any particular tactics to use. It's just throw whoever you can in, whoever's available. If you're smart, then you could maybe pick the right choices, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. And then when you're exploring, you're even going to use the other characters in some ways. Gamora's good at clearing obstacles. Drax is going to pick up anything heavy. Groot can create bridges for you. Rocket's going to control any electronics or get through any locked doors, anything like that. That works really well. Quite happy with that. Means you don't have to solve all of these yourself, so that there's not as many puzzles. It's really just a case of picking the right person. And through the voice acting or vocal cues, they will actually give you hints as to which person you should use anyway. Like I said, you're only going to control Star-Lord, team-based tactics. It starts really simple, does start to involve some other things. I've just picked up a second attack, which means I'm using ice now, and then again that new attack is actually used in exploration as well. So when there's geysers, I'm freezing them, and that creates a platform that I can climb onto. Rather like that. I think there's going to be more of those coming, but I haven't seen anything yet. The thing that stands out most for me is the soundtrack. You can actually pull in your team into a sort of huddle. The huddle's a little bit unnecessary. They just stand in front and they're looking at you, and they make a comment about how you could probably try harder or something like that. That's fine, but then once it breaks and you clear from that, then you turn your tape deck on and the music kicks in. So last night I was fighting a battle. I think the footage might come up later if this runs long enough, but I was fighting to Europe's The Final Countdown, and I just thought that was really good. Bit worried about including it in any footage because it'll probably get cut because of the licensing, but anyway, in the game it works really well. They're using 70s, 80s and 90s tracks, and they're all licensed, and they've even recorded some music as Star-Lord the band, and from what I heard that was recorded at Abbey Road, so that's all been done professionally. Looks good, still holds up now, colourful, it's quite MCU style. Steam Deck, like I said, low graphics. I don't quite know why it works so well on low graphics. I thought I'd have to play around with it, but looks really good. All the cutscenes work really well. Got a little bit of an outline on people. Again, low graphics on a Steam Deck. Going to get about 90 minutes of gameplay on battery out of that. But if I can sit with it plugged in, then there's obviously no issues there. PC wise, looks really good. I'm running a 4070, looked good on that. Had a couple of crashes, played around with the graphics settings, and that seems to have helped. Also had to verify it on Steam, and it picked up a couple of files that weren't working. It's running a lot better now, but if I try and run it on ultra graphics, then all of a sudden the noise coming from my graphics card's a bit too much, but I can handle high on everything, and it looks really good. Gameplay, you're looking at 12 to 18 hours for the main story. Apparently it's 25 hours for full completionist. Checking that on how long to beat. Pacing has been praised, structured chapters, no bloat or filler. It really doesn't have anything unnecessarily. Even when you've got the backstory, that seems to work because they were traveling. The cutscenes cut in, there's a lot of banter, but you can actually be playing while that's going on, so that doesn't seem too bad. There were bugs in the beginning. Most of those have been fixed, but like I said, I have had a couple of crashes, so just be aware of that. Hasn't crashed at all on Steam Deck, only on PC. That could be me, I'm not convinced, but most of my games work absolutely fine. No live service distractions. You don't need an internet connection for it. There's no DLC, there's no microtransactions, and you can get this for £6, $8. It really is worth having a look. If you like anything with lots of cutscenes where you can sit back and watch the game, and then all of a sudden you've got to fight something, maybe you've got some dialogue choices which actually do seem to matter and send the story in a different way. So you would get multiple playthroughs if you really like this game, because I've just done a thing where I needed Groot to get into a cage so that I could sell him. Don't worry, I'm going to rescue him. But I believe that we could have put somebody else into the cage, and that would have obviously led to a different story, and they're going to be out the way for a bit, so therefore the party's a little bit different. I liked that. I thought that was pretty good. Combat does look like it can get a bit repetitive, but just have fun with it, play around with it, experiment, do whatever you want to do, and it's still a lot of fun. The exploration is minimal. You got a couple of side routes in order to pick some stuff up. Doesn't really seem to matter if you miss any of that, but that's fine. Linear design may not appeal to open world fans, so this is very linear. It's more like watching a movie and playing part of it than it is playing a game with decent cutscenes. Made me think a bit of Final Fantasy VII with how many cutscenes there are. These ones aren't quite as long as that would be, but there are a lot of them. It's constantly kicking in, but I really like it. I think in 2025 it's definitely worth having a look at, worth having a buy. I was really impressed with it. I'm going to keep going with it. ChatGPT is telling me that it's ideal for fans. Life is Strange, Mass Effect or Telltale. I don't know about any of those. I'm not a big fan of any of those, and I haven't played Mass Effect, but I just think anyone that likes good cutscenes and a bit of fun and some humour and Marvel. If you like Marvel, I think you're going to like this. If you've played Spider-Man or you've played the Batman Arkham games, then let me know, because it's similar to those, just with more humour involved and more cutscenes. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to keep going with it. I definitely recommend it. Let me know if you're going to play it. Let me know if you did play it. If you've got any hints and tips that I might need, then let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm Bifties. See you all next time.